So this is my $600 Porsche 928. This car is in really bad shape. That's kind of what you get for buying the cheapest Porsche 928 probably available on the market. So in this video, I'm going to show everything wrong with this car, try to get an estimate of what it's going to cost to repair this car and restore it, and then kind of go from there, make a decision on whether I want to make this into a track car, rally car, or restore it. So let's find out what's wrong with it. This is a 1984 928 S. So it's supposed to come with that little splitter down there. You can't find those, and the only people that sell it is Pelican Parts, and they want $500 for that little splitter there. So already I'm looking at a pretty penny. The paint's pretty faded up on top. This aluminum fender is slightly dented. It's got the most ugly rims known to man. There's a little bit of vinyl here. I'm guilty of throwing that on there. I was just playing around with what color options I have to wrap it. Thankfully, none of the glass is cracked. However, you can see that dash is hammered. Over here, the body looks pretty good, at least on this side. You got a lot of paint fade up here on top. A little bit of rust on that sunroof. This is also broken. You'll notice there's some rivets and what looks like, a screw that was put into the rear quarter here. You can see more evidence of that spoiler. Yeah, it's pretty rough. So you look at the back side, it's got that engraving of the Porsche. I think that looks super cool. I know a lot of people are polarized in the look of the back side of these things. Once again, there's more rivets or screws in there. Also, we got some extremely bad paint fade on the right of this vehicle, especially in the right rear quarter. Most of this car is aluminum, however, the actual frame of the unibody is still steel. It's been galvanized, but you're seeing a little bit of rust. Another problem that this vehicle has is that this does not latch down. No matter how hard I push it, it will not close. In here you'll find a completely disgusting interior. Most of the panels for the trunk are destroyed. I did throw a battery in here, so it does run. There is a factory spoiler in here, but with no actual correct mounts on this car, not really sure how I'm going to get that working. You can see that this thing's missing trim. There's looks like a lot of hodgepodge wiring in here. First, when I opened this car, this door handle is broken. I'm not sure if the inside of it is broken as well, or if it's just the handle here. This window just moves like that, so I'm going to need a regulator. Now the interior on this thing looks super cool, however pretty rough. The seats are absolutely trashed, both of them. And as a matter of fact, this seat just kind of wobbles, so it's not secure in the vehicle whatsoever. The door panel here, that's completely ripped. This passenger door is all kinds of messed up. Everything's falling out. Thankfully that this door actually works. That glove box doesn't close. And it looks like somebody ripped up the floor here. The center console is completely busted. And when I went to go ahead and start it today, it looked like the neutral safety switch was giving me trouble. Or at least in park I couldn't get it started. I have to shift it into neutral. Alright, the car shows 66,000 miles. There's no way that I can confirm that that is true. This radio does not work. However, the pop-ups do. When I got this car originally, the wiring was completely hacked up. Not to say that it's any better, but I managed to connect all the wires in the correct position, and that's how I'm able to actually start it. Somewhere in this cooling system is a substantial leak, leading to a catastrophic engine failure. Alright, well let's get it on the lift and take a look and see what's underneath. So just like you, this is the first time I'm seeing anything. It looks fairly complete here. Again, we're missing that front bumper, or that front splitter. Just keep moving back here. It looks like the starter cable is just hanging down. I'm surprised, but there's not a lot of leaks. Looks like that steering rack boot is ripped. It looks like somebody lifted this car incorrectly. There's a massive dent in the frame or the unibody. All in all though, this thing looks to be pretty good. Looking from the back here, looks like the same situation. We got adjustable coilovers in the back here. I really doubt that's factory, but that's pretty slick. You've got an exposed fuel filter as well as fuel pump. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be something covering that. Looks like the CV axle's ripped up. That might be expensive. Transmission is leaking a little bit. I did buy a transmission filter, so I can go ahead and replace that. That right there looks suspicious, like there was an oil cooler that was deleted. Doesn't seem like there's any substantial damage down here, so that's encouraging. That looks like the same situation on this side. That CV boot is completely worn. It doesn't seem like a lot of play, so that might be salvageable. Just put a new boot on it. That's an interesting surprise right there. That looks like a whole bunch of hoses are just disconnected. I don't know what's going on there. Alright, so that pretty much sums up the introduction for the 928. I think it's a really cool project. It's one of the ugliest cars I've ever seen, but one of the coolest cars I've ever seen. So that's why I just had to have it. I did buy an engine already for this car, so I have every intention of starting this project. It's got a few new gaskets on, a few new parts, but otherwise I still need to do a lot of work to this engine. So in one of these videos I'm planning on pulling out the engine out of here and then throwing this one in. But of the 992 of you that have subscribed, which thank you very much, what do you think I should do with this? I'm thinking a stripped down track car, maybe a manual swap at some point. Additionally, I'm going from these cast iron log exhaust manifolds to these tubular manifolds off of a late model 1986 928 S2 or S4. This is going to be much lighter, as well as should flow better. So between these, removing the cat, you should be able to gain around 30 horsepower. That's not me saying that, that's what the 928 community says. But otherwise, thanks for watching. I appreciate all the interest. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already. That motivates me to make more videos like this. And hopefully I get to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.